So recently, a friend corrected me on something I had done to them. I didn't personally realize it was something wrong, but he said it with so much love and so much care. And there I was apologizing, and I apologized. And for some reason, it didn't leave my spirit. It didn't just leave me. And I was like, why is this thing disturbing me? It got so bad that even hours after we had solved and forgiven each other, it was still disturbing my mind and my spirit. I even got to this place, I got angry, I was crying, and I thought, what is going on? I thought this person said it's okay and he has forgiven me and we can move forward. And so it got to this place, we're doing 40 nights of the midnight hour prayer in my Bible study group. And I went before the Lord in one of the nights and I said, Lord, I don't understand. I had a disagreement with this person and he corrected me with love. He didn't scold me, he didn't shout at me. He just said, I didn't feel comfortable around you when you did 1, 2, 3 things, but it's okay, I forgive you. And I told God, I don't understand why this thing is not leaving me. I didn't realize that God wanted to heal the root of something in me. And I remember in that moment, the Lord said, I want us to go back to the times when correction was first introduced to you. And I went back to my teenage years, and how correction was introduced to me was by violence. And it was either a beating or a scolding or a threat. And the threat would be, if you don't do this thing perfectly, you leave my house. And that was my guardian in that moment. And I didn't realize that living with my guardian all those years and them repeating the same thing had caused me to want to be perfect. Because if I was not perfect, according to their eyes, if I was not perfect, I was either supposed to leave their house, I was beaten, and I was scolded. And I didn't realize that every time now someone would correct me, it meant I wasn't perfect. I was supposed to be perfect. That led me to wanting to be a people's pleaser. And if I wronged you and you said I've wronged you, it would destroy me. It would destroy me to the worst places because I was raised to be perfect. And if I was not perfect, it meant one thing: live my life. Looking back, I realized the first time I had a disagreement with my best friend, Sean, and I knew that we will never be friends again. So when she came back and she said, babe, I forgive you, it's fine, I didn't know how to handle that. I didn't know how to move past not being perfect to people. That led me to wanting to pay bills for friends, to do things for friends, to overwork myself so that I prove my position in people's lives. And I never wanted to wrong anyone. And that even reflected in my relationship with God, that I wanted to overwork my salvation. I was really overworking my salvation so that God can choose me, so that God can see that I'm useful. Because I felt that if I wrong God, then that means I'm done for. That means God can never use me to preach the gospel to his people. And that would really affect me a lot. And so the Lord said, I want us to talk to that young girl who is a teenager, who still feels the need to be protected or to protect you. That young Brenda who is still afraid of making mistakes because she's scared that she will be kicked out, she'll be scolded, or she'll be beaten up. We need to speak to her. And that was a very emotional moment for me. I won't lie to you. It was very emotional because in the moment it hit me. God wasn't dealing with the fruit. He was dealing with the root. And we went deep to the root of it. And I had to speak to my younger self. Told her I'm grown now. I'm actually not a teenager anymore. I have come to learn to love my mistakes. I have embraced that it's okay not to be perfect, but in the mistakes is where I learn to grow. And I said, Brenda, I'm sorry you went through that, but now there's no need for you to keep protecting me anymore. I am okay now. I'm grown and I've got this. And that was I'm almost crying because it was so emotional for me. And in the moment, God said, we have dealt with the root of that. And now we needed to forgive my guardian. And I, of course, had an empty chair moment. And I said, I forgive you. I forgive you for how you introduced correction to me. It wasn't right. It has cost me a lifetime. But I forgive you. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But we did it. So I don't know who this message is for, that maybe there are things you need to get, you've been dealing with the fruit, but you've not allowed God to deal with the root of it. Sometimes simply ask God, what is it in me that needs healing? Show me something in me that needs healing. He may not tell you the thing straight up, but he will put you in a position for you to realize, oh, that's it. You know, there will be an aha moment when he says, he puts you in that position. Because you see, when you ask God for patience, he doesn't give you patience. He puts you in a position for you to practice being patient. And that may be painful, but it is worth it. My encouragement is that God does not just deal with the fruit, he deals with the root. And that is the beauty about God. He goes down to the root. That means your healing is permanent. That's why I think some of us will go through deliverance and then a month later we're still dealing with the same thing. We'll come deal with masturbation. 2 months in, you're going back to masturbation. Why? Because you didn't allow God to deal with the root. You only gave out the fruit. And so that is my encouragement to you. Go before the Lord and ask him today, God, what is it that I can do? What is it that is in me that needs healing? Please take me to the root. I hope this testimony blesses your heart. It's always a joy to get to share with you how I'm walking with Jesus. Some painful moments, some good moments, but I love sharing with you guys. Maybe our leaders have not shown us what it looks like to walk genuinely with Christ. They've only showed us their medals, their good times. But here I am sharing with you my wounds, that walking with Jesus isn't always perfect, but it is worth it. God bless you. See you on the next one. Baraka, bye.